Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. As I started doing this, I sat at my table for probably 30 minutes, at least 20, trying to decide what I was going to do tonight. I almost dropped a lot there. And I had a wide variety of things that were going through my head. And this is already getting thicker than I really wanted it to be, but I've talked about this before. I have, you can see I get paint all over me. I have a slight shake. I have Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid condition. And between that and who knows what else fun things, my body, I have what's called hemihypertrophy, which means my right side is larger than my left side, all the way down. And so I have arthritis and different things, and I've just gone through breast cancer, and I'm on the other side. I have been cancer-free now and pretty much finished all my treatments. I just have to have some tests here and there, random, tests and everything. But I was sitting here and I kept trying to decide tonight what I was going to do. And like I said, it's hard to see on the camera. It's hard to see in real life, honestly. But I shake. And I'm sure, and I've talked about this before, I could research, and there's tips and tricks and tapes and things and, rulers and such to make lines more perfectly symmetrical and squared and so forth and so on. But when I think about that, it's like that's hard for me to kind of imagine using and doing. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I've sat my ruler out here a couple of times recently and kind of looked to see if I actually am getting it a little more centered. But it's, as I state, it's just paint. This is just paint. And what I do a lot of time, I'm very emotional today, and I don't know, well, I do know why, because Owen wants answers, and I can't always give him answers, and he wants me to tell him things that I have no control over. And when that happens, it's hard because he wants an answer as to when he gets to see his friend again. And I don't know. I don't know when he gets to see him again. I can't tell him. I can't make it happen. I can't, I can't make, I can't change it for him. I can't do something to get an answer for him. And things like the weather and when the snow is going to keep him from going to school or doing an activity or, other things. And I can't tell him. I can't even guess when winter is going to. We might have some winter weather on the 15th. Today's the 11th. I wanted a little. I have two blues. Well, the background's blue, and then I have two blues, but they're not showing up as separated enough, even though they're. I'm gonna drop everything. When you look at them, let's see if that's. When you look at them, they are clearly. It's kind of hard to see what the colors, but they're clearly different colors. But on here, you can't see the change in them at all. And that's, I wanted just slightly where it was mixing the colors together to kind of bring out a little bit more. Not so severe that it was so different. So I'm going to try a little. This one's clearly darker. Well, again, that's hard to see. But you can see, I think. Anyways, sometimes the camera, depending on what you're watching it on, it doesn't always pick up, and depending on how close I get to the camera, the clarity and everything. So anyways, they're now three distinctively different colors. But back to what I was talking about with Owen. It's, he wants answers, and I don't blame him. I mean, I would want to know, if you have somebody that you care so much about, that's your friend, and you want to see them, and you can't, it's, I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, even more emotional because my brother walked into my head right when I was saying that. I lost him in 2021. And, there's nothing that I can do about my brother being gone. And Owen will ask about Uncle Richard all the time. He says, he's gone to heaven, and we just agree that he can't come back. And I think in a lot of ways he understands. I think that he can kind of grasp that he's not here. But he knows his best friend. He only gets to see him, what he calls his best friend. He only gets to see him randomly. And, how do you explain that? How do you say, I'm sorry that you can't see him. I'm sorry that, I don't have any answers. I'm sorry that it's so difficult. And, he only sees him. They were in school together, and now they're not in the same school. And, people have things that they have to do, or different time frames and different it's just, you can't always spend time with people, and you can't always get answers, and you can't. And trying to tell Owen all of this, it's hard. It's really hard. So when I'm thinking about different things, today was one of those days that he just wanted answers. He wanted all the answers, and I had none of them. And you go through like expectations and how to help your child, and how to explain things, and how to. And it doesn't always work. It doesn't always make sense, and it doesn't always help. And so my heart breaks so many times, because I can't even explain to him why he can't see his friend. Like, I don't have an explanation. But it's the same. It's not, but it's the same as me telling him, I don't know when the snow's coming, and I don't know if you're going to be out of school this week. I don't know tomorrow if you'll have all the things that you want to happen, because how am I supposed to know? And so life can get so difficult when we are trying to base our reality, base our moments in time on something that we can't even touch, like the weather. But yet, my faith is so strong, knowing that God is watching out for us. And Owen has taught me so many things about life and the world. And I'm blessed. By God's grace, that I'm still here and able to take these moments with my son. So, my friend asked me to paint something rooted, and she wants it on pink. So this is the rooted. Oops, that was thicker than I wanted. But it's just paint, right? But the only thing that I can come up with right now, she's not rushing me, is that I'm rooted in my faith. And that God so loved the world so today, when Owen kept yelling at me that he wouldn't know if he was going to be doing all his things tomorrow, I breathed, I waited, I prayed, and breathed and waited and prayed. Your faith, your trust, your love, it will get you through the days that you don't feel so rooted in the ground. But if you're rooted in God, it'll get you through. I look at this background, and it's really a rough one. We're doing more, and you probably can't see it on the screen again, but like here and down here, there's a lot of missing color. Like we didn't completely finish it, and it's got a lot of ripples and drips and different things. But that's life. That's life. And so when I sign these, I always do O for Owen, and then L and B. And I had a couple of different people tell me that this is too big, this is too much, this is... And my answer is, it's not enough. Because this represents so much more than a signature. It represents my life and my son's life. And that's why we paint. So, when I do this, it's for every step he has taken, every word he has spoke, and every emotion we have shared. Because that is what's in this story. So, I'm rooted in faith. And if I can teach my son anything, it's that God so loved the world, us, that I can do anything through his strength. And my son, I believe, will do even more. So, thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Thank you for listening, and thank you for the support that everyone has been giving us. And be rooted in your faith. Amen. Toodles, toodles. Have a great rest of your day.